Hi, this is Glenn with Crimson Lotus Tea, and this is
Lamu. Hi,
this is Lamu.
everybody. How are you?
What's going on, guys? Let me figure out a couple things here. Still getting things finalized. I've got still learning how to do all this stuff, so I'm going to make a post about it, and then we can start. There we go. I think we can see that. Looks good enough, right?
Yeah, that's looking really good.
Oolong Owl is in the house.
Hello,
What's going on, Oolong
Owl?
How are you? Let's see here. All right, so we got that. I can see that. Make a quick just post about it to Instagram. Get some Instagram peeps out here.
Yeah.
But it's good that you're here, Oolong Owl. What are you drinking tonight? Can you hear me? Yes, you can. I think the audio is working. It took me a little while to get the audio set up this time, but. Good
Perfect
to go.
time too.
Good to go. All right, so quick little Instagram post.
I think we'll all have a low rider, right? Are we going to drink low rider? I forgot.
Yeah. Do you have low rider? Low rider. She's drinking water. Oh, is it past 2 o'clock for Oolong Owl? Are you teed out today?
That's smart. What is on the menu tonight?
We're going to be doing Forgotten Nebula and Low Rider. Gently Smiling Jaws. That's awesome. Thank you for joining us. Forgotten Nebula and Low Rider. Make a little post about it right now on Instagram.
By the way, do you have tea knives?
Do I have a tea knife? I've already cut everything. I already measured everything out, so we're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Good.
Put a hashtag Midnight Tea Club. Midnight.
Perfect time.
Midnight Tea Club. Look at that. It's a good hashtag. All right.
Yeah, Oolong does have a low rider, but too late for her.
Too late.
I agree.
I don't know. I think it's kind of fun, but
Yeah, it's fun.
live dangerously. The kids are finally in bed, so
It's over party time.
it's our party time. We're gonna have some fun, which is good. Gently Smiling Jaws, are you joining us? Are you going to be drinking anything? What about Sockbird? What do you got? He's right. Sockbird says Instagram peeps are not as good as marshmallow peeps. I don't know about that. I've got some good Instagram peeps.
Yeah, I think. I wish they can connect it. Same people can join.
Well, we could, but we'd have to get like a second camera here.
Oh, yeah.
Second camera here set up. I'm gonna keep going with that. Okay, there it is. Now I got the link that I can share. Like I said, guys, I'm still trying to figure a lot of this stuff out, but I think it's working pretty good. Certainly a lot of fun when everybody's all connected and logged in. There you go. What? Just watch your phone there.
Okay.
Sockbird is drinking a 2017 Shaoguan Baoyan Jinsha in his teapot. Nice. What kind of teapot are you using that in? Let's see.
Yeah, holy friend. We do have a bunch of holy friend here.
We do.
Did we drink it? I haven't.
We haven't drank it on a stream yet.
Yeah.
But we could drink it on a stream sometime.
Yeah.
You can sit over there and churn up some butter, make a butter tea. That's how she likes it. All right, let's see. Here we go. Crimson Lotus Tea Facebook. You gotta get some Facebook people on here too, I guess. Join us for Midnight Tea Club live now.
Perfect.
Awesome. I think we got it.
Yixing tonight. That's awesome. We're doing Yixing too.
Yes, actually we are. We are doing Yixing. We will be brewing in this little cutie. I think I've shown that on the camera before. This is Lamu's. This is one of Lamu's pots.
Yeah,
it was also
pu'er.
her pu'er pot. It was also a gift. Guy in Yunnan in Kunming gave it to us.
Yeah, I think he's from Taiwan. He
does a lot of
teapot collection.
Does a lot of teapot collection. You know what? I should I'm gonna hop onto the Discord. I'll get onto the Discord. See what they're doing. Get onto the Discord and maybe get some people into the into here from the Discord. Discord, they like their live tea streams. Ronan is already in bed. Well, that's perfect. You sit in bed and
You can listen.
sit in bed and you can fall to sleep to the to us getting caffeinated.
Not sure which clay, but it's rather sandy rare one. Help with this tea big a lot. That's awesome. You know which teapot to choose. I don't think we have many Yixing collections.
Michelle, thanks for joining us. Wait a minute. I thought you were asleep. Didn't you say you were going to be sleeping? Somebody just joined us. Oh, she said she was going to put on the TV for the dogs. She was going to put it on the big screen and let her dog fall asleep to.
I'm glad over live
Yes.
can put the dog into sleep.
I'm glad. I'm glad your dog appreciates quality YouTube streaming content.
It's kind of remember like a Sunday church, like whenever we bring Gemma in,
Yeah.
she automatically falls asleep when
Oh.
Pastor talk.
That's just me. I don't know what it is. I fall asleep immediately in most large gatherings where there's somebody talking. Beautiful Coconuts, awake for 18 hours playing poker. Online. I mean, I'm assuming it's an online tournament. That would nice. Are you up? Are you down? Am I gonna jinx it by asking? That's pretty cool.
What kind of poker or just?
I'm going to assume it's Texas Hold'em, unless Beautiful Coconut corrects us. I think Texas Hold'em's generally what most people play online. I've not played poker in a little while, but I do like it. I like poker night with some friends and stuff like that. All right, Joseph Burton's on. Hey, what's going on? This is nice. This is good. Yeah, so we started with Forgotten Nebula. We really wanted to highlight a lot of our teas that we have a lot of in the Seattle inventory, because hopefully, when people want to buy, gifts or things on the site, or they want things shipped quickly, we can actually have things that can ship quickly from
Seattle.
From our Seattle inventory. So I've mentioned it before, but we've been slowly trying to get our Seattle inventory all built up so that we've got enough to kind of like last through the holidays. And that's where we're at right now. And so we have a lot of Forgotten Nebula here, and we actually have a lot of Lowrider here as well. So we're going to be playing around with both of these. Forgotten Nebula's 2018, right? It's still pretty young.
Yeah, I think this tea is one of my favorite.
Yeah, this is the tea that I probably drank more of in 2018 than anything else. I drank a lot of it, and I'm gonna switch to my fancy cup, because
Just
why
using
not?
one cup. Maybe I should do the same.
Well, this is your cup. This is your cup. This is a gift.
It's my favorite.
I think it was Michelle that made it. Everybody goes by different names on Instagram. It gets a little confusing. Joseph Burton loves Lowrider. Great tea, great for a warm summer evening. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Lowrider is great, a lot of fun, and I like the art, and so I gave this a little bit of an extra long wash because this was a really healthy chunk of bang hole. This is a well-used cake, just down to the dregs. Let's see. Getting confused here. Let's see. All right, there we go. Beautiful Coconut says, yes, no limit Texas Hold'em. Will there be any more silver teapots for sale? Potentially, but probably not for in the short term.
Yeah, no.
Maybe in the long term when we go back there. I get really picky about quality and stuff like that, and it's
yeah, we want to be there.
I'd like to be there while they're being made and check the quality and stuff.
But we did order a couple of new silver teapots.
We've got some new silver cups coming. Let's see. Yeah, Forgotten Nebula was the first blend that we put together in 2018. I remember we had some early material that actually worked out really well for it, and we just kind of did a quick early press. And then I just ended up drinking it all year long.
Oh, super sweet.
It's also a little bit tricky with silver and stuff like that. Dirt Diggler, great name, love it. Is having Dirt Diggler's having Old Warrior tonight. It was a little bit tricky finding quality silver pots that were small enough We found a decent number of like cast silver pots, but I didn't like the cast silver. I really wanted, I figured if somebody's gonna be spending money on like that much money on something silver, that love and time and effort and something handmade, something that's actually like hand hammered, would be worth it. And so, but then the artists don't really want to spend the time to make like really small pots, because then they can't sell them for as much, because there's not as much weight in silver. They do this complicated thing where the cost of a silver teapot is a 50-50 split, and it's by gram weight. So half of the cost is the gram weight of silver, and then the other half is the artist's fee per gram. It's kind of how they decided to do things. So some artists that are more valuable, maybe their teapot is actually $5 per gram or something like that. So, and then a 100-gram teapot, you can see how that would add up like that. And so then the price would actually fluctuate a little bit based on the actual like intrinsic value of silver on the market. And so the teapot value can actually move around. And so a really small teapot is smaller in size, and then they don't really charge much for it. Or it's just complicated. And so it was tricky for us to try and find smaller teapots, and they all want to make them really big, and so they'll be like like 200 ml, 300 ml, and
I think it's easy to make a big one.
It's also easier to make a big one physically. It's there's a lot of detailed work that goes into it. So it's just there's just a lot of behind the scenes things that just make some of our decisions complicated if they don't make sense.
I think for most customer, if you walk to the silver shop, they just sell you as a gram price.
Yeah.
They won't give you the price of the artists.
Yeah.
For us, if we are on a custom order, then they will give us each artist how much they will cost. But the silver price will be based on their market price for the day.
Sockbert wants silver spoons. That Ricky Schroeder sure was groovy. When Silver Spoons was on TV, I was about his same age. Technically, I would probably still be the same age as Ricky Schroeder. Doesn't really change, but I was his age when he was on TV with that show, and at that point in time I was the spitting image on that young blonde boy. Looked just like him. So if you want to know what I looked like when I was like 6 or 7, just imagine Ricky Schroeder on Silver Spoons. We're not doing any Silver Spoons. Zockbird, I'm sorry, I apologize. You will have to.
We can next time we're in China.
Go to
keep an eye for you.
silverspoons.com or something. I'm sure you can find something on eBay. Lucy, what's going on? Hello, Glenn and Lamo, joining you on Forgotten. She's joining us on Forgotten Nebula. She's
awesome.
10 steps ahead. So
almost there.
It's all good. We're getting there. We're getting there. Joseph Burton had a session with the mini Huckeye this afternoon. Freaking love it. Dude, I know that's the thing about mini cakes. They do drink through fast, but that's a really good tea. That's a really good tea. Oolong Owl is gonna raid Grandma's silverware for Christmas. There you go. Oolong Owl, hook up with Sockbert, and you guys can work out a trade thing.
This is exactly what I remember.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit stronger. I tried to turn the gain on the mic down this time. When I checked out the recording, it seemed like things were coming through a little hot. So hopefully things are a little bit clearer. Nobody wants to get deafened with my tea slurp, with my Gonfu slurp.
I think for people don't really like slurp, they will think it's really loud.
Yeah, I know. I try
how loud or how quiet you do.
When it's just me, man, I slurp as loud as I possibly can. Just like suck that tea down. You all right?
Yeah.
She's laughing because she knows. She sits across the room and I'm just.
And now the both kids, when they drink tea, they both are very loud.
Both the kids will suck it down. But I don't know. Sometimes I get comments on YouTube. People are like, "I loved everything about your thing, but man, you slurp loud." And it's like, sorry, it's kind of the thing. So, but you guys get it. I know you get it. But sometimes if that's all you hear on the audio, apologize. And shoot, it's been a week since we had a midnight tea club. What's everybody been up to? I think that was actually Black Friday, right? Oh really?
Man,
that seems like
I thought
It seems like 50 years ago. It was just Black Friday. Yeah, because I after the tea tasting was also up till like 3 or 4 in the morning, packing orders and getting more site stuff done.
Yeah.
Ronan slurps when the tea is hot. Sockbird, my luck, I'd choke to death if I slurp tea. I don't even slurp Slurpees. You don't even tea Slurpees? A tea Slurpee, a slurp teasies. Yeah, that's, well, you know, everybody is free to appreciate tea however they would like. No, I thought this one, I always thought this one had a really nice, astringent, bitter, sweet balance to it. It still has some nice floralness in the early steeps. There's actually a lot of color. I thought I did a fairly quick steep, but it came through with a lot of color. Sometimes, you know, when things get between like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, they can kind of get into a little bit of a funk. You know, we don't really drink them as much, and we wait until they kind of get out of it. But this tea's still holding on, still doing it.
Very strong sugar cane aroma right now for me.
Did anybody get any good? Wait, what am I invited to? That's weird. Okay. That's it's interesting. Sorry. Yeah. So, anybody get any good Black Friday deals? I think we ended up getting a new wireless router on somebody's recommendation, and we got a Jetboil. We got a Jetboil, which I'm very excited about packing into remote areas and having hot tea.
Yeah.
Oh, Joseph Burton finished Red Dead 2 earlier this week. Now he's got to do assignments, so that's nice. That is nice that you were able to get that done. Sockbird, there's no 7-Elevens where you are. What is it? Is it Circle K? Is that what's over there? There's got to be. There's no 7-Elevens. That surprises me a little bit.
I can't remember the last time I went to 7-Eleven.
So the funny thing about 7-Eleven is it's really popular in Japan, and I used to spend time with friends in Tokyo a lot, and there are a lot of 7-Elevens over there. But everything about Japan, they try to take words and try to make them as short as absolutely possible. And apparently 7-Eleven, you would think that that's as concise as possible, but that's too long for slang kids in Japan, and so they literally just call it 7. So they're like, I'm going to 7, and I would be so confused. It's like, where are you going? It's like, are we meeting at 7? But no, 7 is slang for 7-Eleven in Japan, because saying 7-Eleven takes too long.
Probably 7-Eleven in Japan has much more stuff inside.
7-Eleven in Japan, you could live in 7-Eleven in Japan. Literally, it's a lot of food. Basically, all representations of the Japanese cuisine is available in 7-Eleven in really, really high quality form. But because they basically have like hot pot buffets
I can't live
in the 7-Eleven, and it means that the 7-Eleven is always just really thick and humid, and so like the windows are always steamed, especially like in the winter time. So you go to walk into 7-Eleven, you open up, just get like this like aroma of like boiled potatoes, steamed boiled potatoes.
It's pretty funny.
Mr. Remakes, could have waited if I'd known you would stream. Yeah, we're gonna try and do this thing like every Saturday night at 9:30. I think that's kind of like a decent little window. I know there's some people that it doesn't work for, and I apologize, but I think it works for most people. You know, I have a little Saturday night in with the Crimson Lotus crew.
Yeah.
So Sockbird says, yeah, lives in the area with only place on earth without 7-Elevens. Mr. Remakes drank a gaiwan of Maofeng and a pot of stashed lemon ginger. There you go.
Nice.
Do you ever drink straight from the gaiwan? Sometimes I have, but only if I'm at like a shop, like a specific tea shop that's just what they do. That's just like their thing, and you kind of get a tea service, and it's just like a gaiwan, and everyone gets a gaiwan. You sip from it. Because Lamo and I have done that at some different places. I think we did it at a place in Chengdu, and I think we did it at a place in Hangzhou.
Yeah, and in lots of Chinese old TV show, the king or queen, they will just use gaiwan as a drink.
So both Lucy and Ro got graphics cards for Black Friday. Nice.
Did you already
Nice.
get it?
So that's what they. What did you get, Lucy? Ro got a 3060 Ti when it launched. Is that the new hot one? Is that the one that everybody wants? All the cool kids want the 3060 Ti. I'm a little bit outside of the what's the current greatest graphics chips. I apologize, but I did get a PS4 for my friend this week, and I've so I can start playing Cyberpunk 2077, which I'm very excited about. Orlando Ramirez. There you go. Oh boy, I was just drinking water from my teapot without tea in it. Man, you're so excited to get on that Crimson Lotus stream that you just forgot to put tea in there. No, we have that effect. I get it. Orlando, what's going on, man? I'm glad you joined in. Orlando told me on Instagram today that he just got his Stone Lion hoodie, and he's very, very excited about it.
I was about to wear the hoodie.
Yeah.
I changed mine because I found this shirt.
Well, he got the one with the Stone Lion on the back.
Oh, that's pretty
I put the
cool.
one on the on the back.
That's really awesome.
Ro says, any chance you have a quarter or a half cake of Dark Depths in Seattle? No, we don't. That's the first thing that sold out on Black Friday. Is all the Dark Depths that we had here, and we actually really don't have that much Dark Depths
In China.
in China.
You need to double check the inventory.
So we need to double check the inventory. Start
That tea is quite
figuring out
popular.
what to do with it. Yeah, I know. Well, the
really-
design's so great, and
We can come up Dark Depths too.
darker depths. Darker depths 2, the redarkening, the redepthening. Deeper and darker than before.
That's
And
a
then
description.
we print the exact same label, but it's just like a couple shades like darker. We could do it. There we go. That's a T. No, we got to figure out what to do about. We got to figure out what to do about that
Until one day it's like black.
one. Yeah, it's just
Too deep.
20 years later, like the wrapper's just got a hint of a octopus on it. Doglegs knows what I'm talking about. So much awesome stuff at the 7-Elevens in Tokyo. Boiled egg, fish cakes, all that yummy stuff. It's amazing. Like the 7-Elevens, I thoroughly enjoy the 7-Elevens. There's like a massive array of interesting energy drinks that, like I don't know how to pronounce and have all sorts of crazy like anime characters on there.
That's super cool.
A lot of really fun stuff. I really like, I like 7-Elevens in Japan for sure. Lucy got the MSI. She also got the MSI 3060 Ti. I have heard about that graphics card. That's exciting. Exciting you guys got that. Sakura went directly from Crimson Tide to Crimson Lotus tonight. Feels very red, very 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 darkish red. Rose says, "Yep, that's the one." I have to read the chats out loud because I still can't, for the life of me, figure out how to get YouTube to honor the live replay for chat after the stream's recorded. I haven't figured it out. Maybe we don't have enough views. Maybe I don't have enough likes. I don't know. If you guys haven't liked or subscribed or done any of that stuff, make sure you do that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
No, I don't entirely understand. YouTube does not actually make it very easy to really kind of figure out, just a little bit more water in there. It doesn't make it really easy to figure out exactly what's going on if you have something wrong. I can enable live chat, but I cannot select the button to make live chat available for replay. So I don't know what to do. And it's not really like I can pick up the phone and call somebody. So in the meantime, I'll just read out the chats until I can find some way to, excuse me, pull it into OBS or something and have it visually displayed. Or maybe I'll switch over to Twitch and do some stuff from there. Haven't entirely decided yet. Oh, Rose says, Rose an Oolong Owl fan of your reviews. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Oolong Owl is probably the hardest working tea reviewer on the internet, easily. I mean, she produces at least 12 solid reviews a day, or at least like 12 a week. She's puts out a significant amount of content. It's quite impressive, actually.
Yep.
And she's probably the closest tea blogger to us. She lived in Southern California, and then when she found out that we were up north of Seattle, she just dropped everything down there, packed her husband up, moved up here. Now we're almost literally neighbors. She's just down the street. It's the power. It's the power of the Crimson Lotus clan. Oh yeah, Lucy says big fan of Lawson's convenience store. Yeah, Lawson Station. It's such an American sounding and looking place. And then you go there, and I'm like, the people are always just like, hey, have you gone to Rawson's? I'm like, what is Rawson's? And then they assume that like every place has a Lawson Station in America, and it's just this brand that was purely constructed to look and feel American for Japan. And yeah, Lawson Station's awesome. They got all sorts of good stuff.
Do they sell American food?
No. Well, there's not a lot of places. Even the places that sell American food in Japan sell kind of what it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Like I went to this place that had, supposed to serve like a big American dinner, having like steak and potatoes. And you bite into the big pile of mashed potatoes, and it's just cold, finely chopped radish.
Oh, yeah.
Because it looked like a pile of mashed potatoes, and then you bite into it, and you're just like, that's not mashed potatoes. But it looked, the pictures of it looked just like a pile of mashed potatoes, but it was just like, it's like finely chopped radish, and that was just
yeah.
Yep. Crimson Lotus and Dogleg says, Crimson Lotus, the next Twitch streaming sensation. I probably not, but we might have a little fun still considering playing some Cyberpunk 2077 tea and gaming, and kind of seeing how that goes. If I can get it set up before in the next week, because I think it drops on the 10th. Still very excited about it. Orlando, that's better. Finally have tea in your teapot. Yes, teapots work better with tea in them, or pot. Rice Boy, hey, what's going on? Last time you said you want to do a Twitch channel for Cyberpunk streams, and I think that is really cool, but I feel it would be a lot better to have all the streams on YouTube. Yeah, I like. Well, I don't know. I still haven't fully decided. But YouTube's just when something goes wrong, I don't know what. There's nothing you can really do about it, So like I'm having issues with the stream right now. Like I want to have like live replay of chat over the stream, and some of my videos do it and other ones don't, and there's literally no documentation or anything or any support or any of that, so you're just kind of like SOL. Like I don't know why it doesn't work, and I don't know why they don't let me turn on that option. So it's just really frustrating. The forums are useless. Google's clearly useless when it comes to a support perspective, so I don't know why. I think Twitch has a little bit more better supported, but obviously the cool way to do it is just to stream on everything at the same time: Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch Live, Instagram Live. But
yeah.
I'm not quite there yet. I need a whole team of me's behind there, like getting it all situated. It's
when the kids get a little older.
When kids get a little older, just watch out. We're gonna have them set. Peter says, hey, just brewed up some ripe pu'er. Happened to see you were live. Thanks. Perfect. What great timing. So we are drinking some Shung pu'er, and this is Forgotten Nebula. It's one of the teas that we have in our Seattle inventory, available for quick shipping. 2008 custom blend from some good places in Yunnan. Brewing it in this really pretty little teapot. Look how delicate the handle on that thing is. That thing's just this is something that you'll see from I Ching, because I Ching has a higher sand content. I Ching can be a lot more structural when it's thinner. Similar Genshui. And look at the size of that handle. You compare the two side by side. Not like that. It's super hot.
It's very delicate.
Yeah. Yeah, you see that. Like you can, Genshui is just really hard to get thin and strong. But it's one of the benefits of I Ching. Conversely, the benefit of Genshui is that it is like almost 100% pure clay, so it can be like polished, super shiny.
I think one thing I like this tea is super long last sweetness.
Yeah, a lot of nice sweetness.
Yeah, it's linger for a long time.
Rice Boy says it's YouTube's a lot better of a website. Yeah, from a user perspective, you're probably right. Better notification system. Yeah, you're right. Unless you've got like the Twitch app installed, which even I don't do, but some people do. Oh, he's worried he'll miss a stream. Yeah, I totally get it. I still haven't really decided. I've got some friends that do a lot of streaming, and they swear by Twitch, but I'm not entirely certain. certain why. Sockbird doesn't even know what Twitch is.
I don't know what is Twitch.
You don't know what Twitch is?
Do I have to have an account?
No, you can actually watch things live without an account.
Nice.
It's Twitch kind of grew out of the esports thing. It's more streaming, but more generally more gamer focused. Yeah, Rice Boy, you're right. YouTube management can really weird sometimes. I just having some, everything works when it works, but if it doesn't work, then you never know why. So it's like, okay. Peter says, I unironically put my pot. You unironically put pot in your tea tonight. All right, to be honest, and trying to see if it tastes good with ripe pu'er. Cheap stuff, of course. Never mix anything with the high grade. Cheap show or cheap pot. That's fun. How did that turn out? There are some. I have seen some pot teas or some teas that use some lighter strains or just the leaves or some different stuff like that. I've seen some people enjoy that. I have a bag somewhere that somebody gave me to make into tea, but I haven't tried it yet. Mr. Remake says, you're supposed to put the tea in the pot. It puts the tea in the pot. Or it gets the steep again. I don't know. There's a better way to end that. Orlando says, speaking of, he's using one of his wood-fired Gen Shui. Nice. Those are still probably my favorite pots. The wood-fired Gen Shui. I love those very much. Rice Boy says, got an idea. What about cannabis oil to butter tea? So the oil will mix with the butter better than straight just weed water. Whoa, there you go, Lamo. So you make your butter tea using sheng pu'er, but the butter is marijuana butter. There you go.
Sounds very chill.
Well, the interesting thing is, like in Tibet, they actually traditionally used marijuana seeds actually mixed into it, make it nutty. Were the seeds ground, or were they boiled into it, or added afterwards?
I think they fry a little bit.
Well, they fry it a little bit. Oh,
yeah.
Interesting. Fried marijuana seeds. It's traditional.
You can just eat as itself.
Gently Smiling Jaws. Stream on Twitch and upload the VODs to YouTube for posterity. That could work. That could work. That's not a bad way to go about it. Save the VODs and do all that stuff. I can do that. I could do it. Oh, Rose said there's some tea streamer on Twitch named Zealousy that I watch sometimes. A collab would be so cool. I do know Zealousy. Zealousy is on the Discord. I thought they might. He's on the Discord chat. I thought they might pop up on here. Yeah, no, Zealousy used to pop into our Instagram streams and stuff like that. I could. I've not actually caught one of his streams yet, but it'd be fun to work something out. He said he'd help me out with any stream issues if I had any. So.
That's very cool.
Slava says, that's a good question, but I don't know what that was about because I'm behind in the chat. Tim says, love the fellow teapot. Use the same color also. Can you talk a little bit about the honey bomb cake? Very interested. You have a copy of the cake right there? Grab it. I like honey bomb. Honey bomb was, we like to try and have some interesting cakes each year from Jingmai because we really like Jingmai, and we've made really good relationships. That's perfect. We've made really good relationships with the farmers and stuff there, but we haven't. We've had really good relationships with farmers there, and so I really like supporting them. And nearly always, like, the quality of nearly anything we get from Jingmai is always just spectacular.
Yeah. I think some mountain we went there once, maybe we don't like it, we won't back again. But Jingmai every year. Like, for example, like, we had a bunch of tea from the first couple of years from buying Shan, and then, like, to be honest, like, the quality really suffered, and it makes it's such a hard trip to get out there. Makes it kind of hard to want to go all the way out there to get these teas that may or may not be good. But Jingmai is just always good. I mean, they just know what they're doing, and we always try to put something fun together from Jingmai. And this is what we came up with this year. We wanted something that specifically highlighted everything that we found that had really strong honey notes. Didn't matter what it was, like small tree, big tree, Huangpian, and so it turns out that there's a higher Huangpian percentage in there because we found some really nice Huangpian from high-end material that still contained like those strong honey notes. Kind of press it together, and then put a nice little shiny wrapper on there. I like working with gold foil. It kind of makes the cakes kind of fun. Yeah, and I think those prime material.
Oh, Peter says probably both. Seems to taste spicy and floral, but it's better than expected. That's good. Sockbird says, why bother with pot? Let's just brew tea and meth. No meth. This is a no meth channel. Sockbird, you're gonna get banned. No meth, no crack. Drug talk legal everywhere. Only if you're in Oregon. But coming to a state near you, possibly. No, we're not going to. We're not going to be putting meth in our tea. What do we got here? Slava says, it's actually the way to do it. I do that with hash and butter and coffee. There you go. So it does put butter. Yeah, we got the butter coffee. That's the bulletproof coffee they kind of took after the Tibetan butter tea. Got their own thing. It does taste
a little bit like.
It's really similar.
Yeah, the feeling. Yeah.
Dogleg says, hey man, Shunnong was down with cannabis also. Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, Shunnong was basically down with anything. Shunnong literally just ate everything. That's like the whole point was just he traveled China with a notebook and literally ate everything. If it's a plant, he put it in his mouth and he wrote down what happened. So we actually need to give a lot of respect. I'll drink one to Shunnong.
Yeah,
thanks, buddy. Finding tea and literally everything. Yeah, Rice Boy. Yeah, we did talk about the tea seeds in the marijuana seeds in one of our tea videos. Very interesting. Peter says, Rice Boy. Yep, that's what most people do. Cannabinoids are fat soluble, so it works better with butter to highness activity. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting like that. I don't think I've done anything with butter extraction, but I tried to do a butter extraction of pu-erh once, and then put it onto used it as kind of like a base for like some candy coated walnuts or something like that with a little brown sugar. It's pretty
yummy.
Good. It was pretty good. It was actually really good. Lucy still loves the Genshui cup that Alamo sent out to her last year. It's gorgeous.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which one did she get? What did you? I don't remember. You'll have to send me a picture of your cup, Lucy. I don't remember which one you got. Or you can describe it.
With the cherry on it.
Did you use one of those the cherry blossoms? Because those ones are actually really cool. The cherry blossom teacups are really nice.
Yeah, I think they're hand painting each of them. It's super cool.
Peter says, Sockbert, I'm gonna keep it to weed. No math, no crack. There we go. The Discord is discord.gg/t. Tell them that Crimson Lotus sent you. They're super friendly, super awesome, and I'm on there right now. I am the username Crimson Lotus Fan 76 because Crimson Lotus Fan 1 to 75 were already taken because apparently there's tons of Crimson Lotus fans. I just thought it would be funny to have a fun username like that. So yeah, I'm Crimson Lotus Fan 76 on there. That's me. Oolong Owl is on there. Probably some of the other people on there. Zealousy's on there. I think Zealousy's is one of the main
you
mods.
told me that no one has to send invitation. You cannot just.
No, you can just go to discord.gg/t. But they had specifically invited me, and so I was just like, okay, I'll hang out with them. Yeah, Sockbert's just messing around, guys. Sockbert's borderline troll, but he's such a happy little troll. So he's just making some meth and crack comments. Like, don't worry about it. Sockbert's all good. Sockbert's all good. I don't think Sockbert really wants to put meth into tea. Pretty sure. Sarcasm. There we go. Right. Sockbert says sarcasm. Yep. Oh, Sockbert actually got one of our fresh leaf canvas prints. He bought like the full size one, and I'm really excited to see what it looks like awesome. in his tea studio, because that's such a we specifically so 2019 we specifically went and I tried to take really cool like high res photos of the patterns and stuff that we see there, and some of the fresh leaf pics turned out like really good, and the whole idea was to try and make like a pair of like fresh leaf leggings, or make some like fresh leaf like canvas and stuff like that. Look at that, I love the internet.
Yeah.
So Lucy just sent a picture of the cup. We're gonna see it here. Let's see, Lucy sent a picture of the cup. Pull it up here.
Yeah. That gentry cup.
Rose says you have a tea studio. I think Stockport's got a little tea studio. Oh yeah, these ones are super cool. I'll show you guys all this one here.
Oh yeah. This one, the cherry
There you
one
go.
with the white.
Yeah, the cherry blossom. You guys see that? The white clay, Gentry white clay with the cherry blossoms, and each cup is just slightly different, like little different. Super cool, really nice.
Yeah, I like those ones.
So we've got this interesting relationship with like the cherry blossom stuff, because in the first year that we went there was only one person doing anything cherry blossom related in Gentry, and his stuff was ridiculously expensive, but his stuff was like really, really high quality and gorgeous. And so we bought like a handful of cups and a handful of teapots and paid far too much for it, but there was nobody else doing it, and they were just gorgeous. Then we go there the next year and find out that he's stopped doing that because literally everybody was copying him, and so he just got upset, and so he stopped doing it, and all of the copies were just garbage. It was like 5-year-old Sharpie level shoving some clay on there, and it just looked so bad. And so many people were like, I need more cherry blossom teacups and teapots, and I'm sorry, but like the quality's just crap. They're like, well, sell it to me anyways. I'm like, I can't. Like, they're just bad. They're just really bad. I'm not gonna buy them and sell them. And then 5 or 6 years later, like last year, the copies of this original guy's thing, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze, are really good now. They're really, really good. So we grabbed a couple of these. Excuse me, guys.
Bless you.
Where'd it go?
It's gonna come back.
Anyways, the cherry blossom Gentry, it's just so gorgeous. Even on the white cups and on the black cups, it just looks so pretty, just really delicate.
Yeah, I remember the first year we went to Gentry. We know they have very good clay, but I don't think the artists back then is as good as now.
Yeah.
And some of them trying to make some teapot. It just very, very childish.
They're
compare what Yixing and Jingdezhen, what people scare off.
Yeah, the standard in China for clay is still the East Coast.
Yeah,
absolutely, 100%. But you're starting to see a lot of places. And Gentry's probably, I would say Gentry's probably, Gentry's easily in the top 5 now for tea ware clay producers in China. But they still just, there's some things that they just don't get right.
And I think it's really helped them is once
so
the
sweet in the
Yixing people begin to move to Gentry,
Yeah.
they marry local people, then suddenly they actually create lots
You
of
see that a lot.
really good skiers.
You see that a lot. You see Yixing artists, it's kind of hard to really make a name, a big splash in Yixing. So you'll see these Yixing artists coming to Gentry, marrying local girls, or maybe like the smarter mothers in Gentry send their daughters over to Yixing to go to school. They marry a local guy, bring them back. We've actually seen that as well. And then you start getting some Yixing talent native to Gentry. And one of the nice things is one of the rules that they made in Gentry that the clay can't leave. You can't buy the Gentry clay. If you want to work in the Gentry clay, you can work in it for very affordable prices, but you need to set up a studio in Gentry, which is really, really smart. Oh, so Joseph Burton uses Ree's T Discord, T Curious Discord. I haven't checked that out. Ree, if you're on there, you didn't tell me about your T Discord. It's okay. I don't have a whole lot of time to hang out on Discords, but I do like to pop in every now and then. Oh, Oolong Owl, that's right. He's got the swirly Gentry cups off us. Yeah, those swirly Gentry cups, that's another thing where it's, we saw a ton of people that were making really crappy swirl cups, and then like the guy that we worked with, I was like, man, these cups look so cool. It wasn't so much like a smush of clay. I mean, they were like bold colors. It kind of had, like a Damascus steel type effect to it. You take the different layers of the clay. You got your red clay and your white clay, and you mix it and you fold it. And if you do it just right and form your cup, you can get some really cool, like really stark, bold patterns with like blacks and browns and whites, and almost looked like comic book art. Some of them, I just totally fell in love with them. So, they had like a whole box of these teacups, and even still, I'd go through, okay, this one's awesome, put this one in a pile. This one's, just looks like mush, and I'd pull out the 10% of the cups where I was like, yeah, those are pretty good. And then those are the ones that we ended up selling on the site. That's another thing that we've just haven't been able to find anything good recently. I think there's a fine line in Zhen Shui between like mass production and artistic quality, and you know, you'll get one shop that makes something successful, and then everyone else starts just pumping it out, and then the person who was actually doing a really good job can't really sell his stuff anymore, and then they stop, and so then, you know, there'll be like these cycles, and then eventually like nobody wants to buy them anymore because everyone's made like these crappy swirl cups, and so eventually like the really nice swirl cups will come back, and we'll get as much of them as we can. And it's kind of funny watching how that stuff just happens in Zhen Shui.
Yeah, just copy the whole street. It's kind of Then I think people lose their initiative to be creative if you don't have ability to protect. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's right. Copyright control is not really possible in China. They don't really do much like that. I mean, artists in the U.S. have that issue as well. Oh, this tea is so sweet.
Yeah, this tea's got a lot of really nice
and
sweetness in it. My throat's still super sweet.
Yes, I think the second step is really sweet in my throat.
Peter says, this is strange, a waxy, oily coating beginning to form on the mouth. I think it's the oils that began as liquid in the hot tea. This is still your weed tea, your marijuana poo, your maripoo? Is there some fancy phrase that we should come up with for weed poo weed? Something like that. Somebody who's got more. I haven't had enough tea to unlock my super brain creativity, but some marijuana pu'er themed. Pop into my head eventually. Oolong Isle's got to run for the night. Have a good rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. We miss having you guys over for tea, and someday when the COVID's gone, we'll have you back, or
probably pretty soon.
Anyways, thank you so much for joining. All right, what do we got here? Lucy says she loves Forgotten Nebula a lot. It's very generous. Forgotten Nebula is very generous. It just gives and gives. We should never have forgotten that nebula.
I really like the sweetness. It's very comforting to me.
Yeah, it is very comforting. So guys, we're gonna try and limit this to like 1 hour per tea, so that we don't end up just like steeping tea for like 15 hours, something like that. So we'll steep this one for about another 10 minutes, and then I will switch over to Lowrider, and we'll see how that one does. But this tea's still got plenty to go.
We can drink tomorrow.
Pop me a little bit more into that if you could, please. Thank you, Lemma.
I'm so sorry. I always forgot.
It's all good. It's all good. Jeremiah, what's going on? Midnight Tea Club. What? Thanks for joining us, man. Thanks for checking out the Midnight Tea Club. You got any tea that you're brewing over there? Oh, I got it. Here we go. Actually, oh yeah, that changes the temperature. Yeah, don't twist that one. We just push it down. Good. Got it. I think it's going. Yep, there it goes. Yeah. So anybody got any big weekend plans? Anybody do anything other than a midnight tea club? I guess the weekend's half gone. It's half gone. We've got half left.
We got our new Christmas tree this week, which is nice.
Peter says electric meta as hell. Electric kettle filling it up. Electric kettle. Yeah. The you're right. Yo, dog. I heard you like electric kettles. I put an electric kettle on your electric kettle.
I got another electric.
Yeah. You should see the one that's on the floor. Funny you should say that, but we actually do that at the Northwest Tea Festival. So we have kettles running in the background, and they fill it up with hot water, so that I don't have to sit here and wait when I'm actually at the tea tasting doing that. I can just kind of pour quicker. But for this, I really like the pour of this one here, more so than like my big mug, and so I just kind of keep cold water in there and pour it into that. So it's not actually running, but it is meta. It's meta as hell. Jeremiah says, Angela is boiling some water now. I'll have to check it out. Perfect, man. Jeremiah has quite a nice collection of our older pu'ers. So I think he was brewing up some 2012 Bulong Gushu last week, which is really good stuff. Really good stuff. Peter's just studying, mostly. Yeah, I know that. Saying you're studying and then just kind of doing other stuff. I'm quite the procrastinator. It makes it kind of hard to tea business stuff done sometimes because my mind very easily wanders. I'm very easily distracted.
You have lots of projects.
I have lots of projects, but even the I worked for so long in a really fast-paced internet startup-y type environment, multiple ones where, you know, I had a fairly diverse skill set, and I had to very quickly like change hats, and it was a very interrupt-driven environment where I had to like wait for things to break so that I could move very quickly and get them fixed because it was a live environment, and it really kind of destroyed my ability to like concentrate, like just sit down, take time and focus. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy something like Kung Fu, because I have to force myself to actually focus on it and kind of like break some of the habits. But a decade and a half of like really fast-paced, interrupt-driven, high-tech environment where you got to move and get things done like at that moment has really destroyed my concentration. I find it very hard to find it really hard just to sit down and like read a book, which I used to do all the time. I just I sit there and I get like 1 or 2 pages in, and I start to get this anxiety that like I'm not remembering something else, or like there's still like, clearly there's something else that's like
you need to do.
I gotta go do this other thing, and so it's been something I've been consciously trying to work on, but it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I think we go to camping really help because they don't have internet.
Yeah.
We got nothing to do, but we have to just read the books.
Sit out and camp.
Yeah,
That's right. Well, that's why we just go to bed at 8 o'clock. Supposed to go to bed at 4 in the morning. Gently Smiling Jaws, drinking the 2012 Bulangushi right now. What a coincidence. That's awesome. It's great tea. Really great tea.
Great midnight tea too.
Joseph Burton says, fun fact, I am procrastinating right now. Well, high five to virtual procrastination. That's awesome. So what should you be doing right now, Joseph? What are you supposed to be doing if you weren't procrastinating? Peter said, I've never related so much. Bro, project 1, 2, 3, and 4 are half finished. Time to start project 5, 6, and 7. Those other ones can wait. Yeah, I'm the same way. I get like super passionate about something like, oh man, look at this cool new project. And then that's how my backyard gets filled with like 8 motorcycles, a snowmobile, and a rat rod that's in my mom's garage.
It's crazy.
And then I got married and started my own business and had kids and took whatever time I might have had to finish those things. It's gone. It's gone forever now. But that's okay. I'm not doubting my decisions.
Once the kids go to the college, you got them.
Once the kids are old enough to be able to wrench with me, then you can stay up here and do whatever you want, and I will take the kids down to the garage, and we'll just live in the garage, and they will be able, because tiny kid hands can reach inside of tight engines, get those little nuts and bolts. It's perfect. It's perfect. They'll be my little test drivers and stuff. No, it's gonna be awesome. Peter says Kung Fu is very introspective and meditative for me when I'm alone. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. This is kind of where my journey went. From being in this like highly interrupt driven, like super fast paced, like high tech environment, and realizing that people in the West really have no ritual, and I started to really crave ritualistic things because we really don't. We don't have things that we do culturally as a ritual, and so I started. Coffee became my ritual. I started very specifically focusing on like coffee and taking time to prepare coffee and kind of doing it that way, not even knowing that there was something called Kung Fu or knowing anything about it until I did figure out about it, and then it was just like, careful, that's the steam right comes out of there. It's gonna grab you. I'll get it there. There you go. Okay. Just fill it up. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Kung Fu is very, very introspective, and it can certainly replace the ritual that we don't really have. We don't really have much of. Joseph should be sleeping. If not sleeping, should be writing assignments. Oh, that's right. You do. Is it blacksmithing class, or do you have something else that you teach? Yeah, I hear you. It's okay. You just pop it like that. I just put it like that so it stays a little bit warm once we get there. I've got my own routines for using that, but
Yep.
yeah. Peter says he has a moped in his garage right now, halfway through mods. Last touch months ago. Dude, just figure it out. Crack down. Get it. Just get it done. Just get it done. Go out there, like make a decision. I find that the best way for me to like actually get stuff done is to just go out there. Just go out there and just start doing something, because then I'll get super excited about it and I'll get hooked into it, and 5 hours later I'll have a ton of stuff done. But if I sit upstairs and think about it,
Yeah.
I never actually go down and do it.
Yeah, I find if something bother me, I just have to do it, finish it. Otherwise, that thing keep bother me.
Orlando knows what I'm talking about. Wrench monkeys. I got two little wrench monkeys. And it was so funny the other day. So Gary, so we went shopping for a Christmas tree. Went to a Christmas tree farm. You know, like I let them each kind of like saw on a little bit. You know, like try and like saw it down. And when we came in the backyard, I had to saw like another like chunk off of it so I'd be able to get water and things. And I cut off a couple little branches and gave one to each of the kids. And then when I went to put Gary to bed that night, like his branch was on his little like workbench in his bedroom, and he'd been working it over with like the plastic saw. I just thought that was like the cutest thing. He's like, he took his little branch in there and just like his daddy.
That's your boy.
That's my boy. He was just sitting in there sawing on that. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's cutie.
Mr. Remake says, starting to feel like he's missing out. Oh, gonna start up a tiny pot with some 2007 Li Ming Shang. Who needs sleep, really?
I don't need right now.
Don't need
I would need 2 hours.
We'll sleep later.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to. What are we gonna brew in? Brew in a teapot? No, I'll
Do you want to try that other guy, Huaning guy one?
Yeah, we'll do the Haunting Guy one. This is such a nice one.
This one just so much to go.
Yeah, this tea. If you guys know anything about Forgotten Nebula, there is plenty of life left.
So
Is that set it right there? It's gonna see it? No, it's not. There we go. You can toss that back down there. So yeah, we're gonna switch over to Lowrider. All right. Behind on the chat here, guys. Let me finish up working on this stuff here. New tea time. Peter says, appreciate your advice. Need any motivation I can get. Yeah, that's it. That's my advice. You just gotta out there and do it. If you want to be serious about it, you actually set up, come up with like a spreadsheet with like what needs to be done and things like that, and but I never really kind of go that route. There we go. Look at that. Super awesome. Look at that art, nice and shiny. So this is an artist named Song, and I ripped this cake. It's all good. I have been a fan of his art for a really long time without even really knowing about it. I saw this painting at a tea shop in Kunming, and I fell for it. I totally fell for it. I'm like, that's just one of the coolest. It's very, very rare to see that style of art in China. Chinese artists are very, very, very regimented. You don't see a lot of modern new style art, because if you're an artist in China, you're producing Chinese art. You're literally a Chinese artist, and Chinese art is already defined. It's been defined by art that has been produced in the past. And if you want to be an artist, you have to make things in the style of Chinese art. And if you don't, you're not an artist, right? So there's this, it's very, very hard to find artists that are successful branching out into non-Chinese art. And this one, I just loved his stuff. It definitely had a Western focus to it. I mean, it definitely had like an Asian focus to it, a Chinese focus to it, but was done in some more kind of like graffiti Western styles. And I just totally fell in love with it. All right. And then fast forward, I through a handful of acquaintances that I've made in Kunming, finally figured out exactly who the artist was and how to get a hold of him. One of my friends in Kunming runs an art gallery there, or does now, and so I sent it to him, and I'm like, hey man, send this picture around. I just want to know who this artist is. It's got to be Kunming local, because he's in a tea shop in a tea shop. He's got his work in a tea shop in Kunming, and so he eventually figured out who it was and sent me the contact information. I messaged the guy and started chatting with him, and yeah, he still lives right there in Kunming. And I invited him over for tea, and remember he was like there like 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
I was like, hey man, what are you doing? You want to come over for tea? I just want to talk about like art or something. He's like, okay. And then like he was just like, I gave him the address, and he was just there. And I'm like, all right, that's awesome.
And he's big.
His English was pretty good. His English was pretty good. You helped out, but still his English was pretty good. I think he was just kind of like stressed about it, but he was super cool. Like he and I were like that. It's like we had the same ideas about like tea and art and a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he also a big pu'er tea fan, which is like what awesome.
Big pu'er guy. He'd actually been working on some of his own labels. He was trying to get his own like pu'er tea brand thing going. So I was like, man, I just gotta figure out. We gotta work something out to get your art on one of our labels. And he was super accommodating about it, which was really nice. Someday I'll figure out a way to actually get that actual painting of it. He'd give it to me if he could, but it's in somebody else's shop, and it was kind of like a gift thing or something. And so this one's a little sleeper. It's also a little bit more of a mellow show, but it's got some good energy on it. Shung, not show. You're right. Sorry about that.
For me, it still feels like young Shung.
It is. It definitely feels like young Shung. It's still 2019, but it's I think I tried to make this kind of like a fun, little bit more of like a mellow blend, but something that might still have like a little bit of a kick to it. There we go.
I remember this is stronger than Forgotten Nebula.
Yeah.
Flavor-wise.
Yeah. It's a sleeper. It'll come up on you. Lucy says she has yet to find the end of Forgotten Nebula and the Jade Rabbit.
I know.
Yeah, both of those two.
I can brew forever.
Yeah, and same with Jade Rabbit. Jade Rabbit just goes. It's like the Energizer Bunny. It just goes and goes and goes. There we go. All right, that was just the wash. All right, Jeremiah, and Gently Smiling Jaws are both got the 2012 Boulong Gushu out. Nice. That's a nice midnight tea. I can see that. Absolutely. For the rest of you guys, what other teas do you enjoy that never seem to end? They just seem to steep and steep and steep.
Yeah,
Top of the Clouds is one that does that for me too.
I remember one time we were in the tea shop. We drank one of the tea like back in 90s forever. Then at the end, the owner just decided to borrow us a teapot with the tea because the tea still have so much to give. So you were holding that teapot.
Yeah, well, it was.
Oh my God, so floral this one.
Yeah, it was she was brewing like this really old shang, like a 90s shang, and it was in like a teapot from the 80s. It's one of like her prized teapots, and the tea just didn't stop. So she's like, well, go ahead, take it home, keep steeping with it. And I'm like, are you serious? Like I was gonna pull out like a Ziploc baggie to put it in. She's like, no, just take the teapot. And so then we had to like take the bus for like 45 minutes and walk and trade a bus. And I'm sitting there just like on the bus, like please don't drop, please don't drop, please don't drop. We went home, we kept steeping it. And then like the next morning I dumped all the leaves into a pot and just like boiled it for an hour. And oh yeah, that was
so good.
That was a really good tea. And then we packed it back up and took it back to her tea shop. I thought that was really nice. She was very generous.
She trusted you.
I know. I didn't trust me. It stressed me out. Would you guys do that? If somebody came over for tea at your house, and tea didn't get steeped out, would you just tell them, here, take the teapot, bring it home sometime? Would you let somebody take your prized teapot out of your house, go home and steep with it? I don't know. I don't know if I would. If it was some of you, I'd trust you guys. But you guys all live so far away, I'd never see the teapot again. Oh, that's a good point, Sockbird. Sockbird says his teas don't steep that many times because he doesn't brew them in a matter that steeps that way. Yeah, if you're brewing other methods, it might not last that long. Oh, Orlando would for me. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
That means a lot.
It does mean a lot. Rose says no way. Nope, not a chance. Oh, okay, now there's Orlando's like teapot trade. I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. I get it. gonna be like like that guy we talked about last time that did like the tea trade at your house, came and brought like some crappy
Chagwan.
half-drink Chagwan cakes, and then wanted to like trade for our like really high-end stuff. It's like, wait a minute.
Good trade.
Yeah, he totally made out then. Pulled that family Guanxi discount.
Glad he likes tea.
It is nice. I'm glad he likes tea.
Somebody
In fact, I love that all of your relatives are now super into tea,
Yeah.
because they they weren't into tea until I got there, and now they're always trying to like
Everybody
one up me on
yeah.
dude, check out this Lao Ban Jiang that I got, or check out my new cool tea table. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome. It's pretty cool. Okay, the NJ Ripe Poo update. As this develops, it gets much grassier with a hint of ginger. That's interesting. Do you think it's it's probably like the weed that's given like the grassiness? Because grassiness is not usually like a character quality known to show pu'er. Joseph Burton loves brewing Lowrider really strong. Yeah, this is one that can handle it. It's been a little while since I drank it though.
The first sip, it's not very strong. But I can smell those young, fresh Yanshen's aroma a little bit.
Ooh, this is a little bit. Yeah, you can tell it's definitely younger.
And a little bit jasmine.
Yeah, I think it's more on the floral side. I think it has. Well, maybe I'm just comparing it to the later steeps of Forgotten Nebula, but it's got a lot more body.
Yeah.
Peter says marijuana overpowers the flavor. Probably. Got to work on the ratios a little bit.
Very different than Forgotten Nebula.
It is very different than Forgotten Nebula.
Forgotten Nebula have like a bitter and astringency, but just melts super quickly. This one is totally different experience. It's really mellow right now.
Yeah, there's I think the bitterness that I'm getting here is lingering just a little bit longer. It might be just because it's the first steep.
But the body definitely is thick.
Sockford says, now that we've talked about drugs, let's talk about religion and politics. No, it's all good. We're gonna jump straight into the Mandalorian. How many of you guys? How many? You guys, Sockford is playing. Don't take that any other way. Sockford is just having fun.
Yeah.
Orlando's right. I would assume marijuana would complement Shung better. THC, Jeremiah, THC Canna Tea. There we go. He's coming. He's dropping out the names. Lucy says Lowrider definitely has some jasmine notes. Oh, your mom steals your tea? That's awesome. That's good. Your mom's got good taste. You've talked about your mom a lot.
Yeah.
I should when the COVID's done, you'll have to bring your mom over for a tea taste. It'd be nice if she's in the area. That'd be nice to meet your mom. Yeah. So. It's Star Wars. John Huang, what's going on, man? It's Star Wars Guardians of the Galaxy now. It kind of is. They're getting a little crew getting together. They're going to be packed into Slave One pretty tight. Slave One's not the most comfortable of ships for long-term travel unless you're encased in carbonite. But actually, if I remember right, there are a couple berthing bunks in there. I remember looking at like a large, like blown up blueprint of Slave One. But oh man, I mean, I'm sorry if people haven't watched it yet. I mean, it was inevitable. But yeah, no, if you haven't watched it yet, if you're not going to.
Yeah, only 34 minutes. I agree. It's super short one.
Yeah,
I feel like that way.
It was just
usually
like, you're like. There we go. But there's apparently 2 more episodes. I think is there 2 more episodes? But they're only 8 minutes each. No, it's basically like there's basically like 2 more commercials. I'm still happy with the last episode. Still super happy. But it was short.
Last week is also pretty good.
Oh, I just want to talk about it, but I know a bunch of you guys haven't seen it. Jeremiah, you'll have to message me later. Just send me a private message. We can chat about it. If anybody wants to chat about Mandalorian, you can send me a PM. Lucy's gonna bring her mom and her dad. My mom claims she's not a big tea drinker, but she knows what she likes. Dad is only into Longjing. Well, we won't tell him it's pu'er.
Yeah.
We'll just tell him it's like really expensive Longjing. Yeah.
Like this one.
From what is it, Meijiawu Village A or
Yeah.
Meijiawu like Circle A? What are the names in Longjing?
Yeah.
Meijiawu is like
yeah.
the center, like the
Next
top
to
of the
the
top,
West Lake.
right next to Westlake. That's the funny thing about Longjing is they just keep expanding the definition. Started with like A, B, C, and now you got like
Yeah.
you can buy Longjing like 50 miles down the road.
Most expensive authentic Longjing will never come out of China.
Yeah.
They're all give to the officials.
Yeah. You'll never even see that stuff. Well, what are we at? Star Wars Guardian of the Galaxy. Saw that comment. Let's see. Yep. Lucy said she'll bring her mom and dad. That's cool. I look forward to when the COVID's over, we can actually have some more tea tastings and things like that. I'm pretty excited about that for sure. How does your dad brew Longjing? Is it does he do it grandpa style? It seems to be generally the way to do it. Does he do any sort of a gongfu preparation style? You can only get a handful of steeps out of it, but there's some really nice Longjing out there. I'll admit, I have enjoyed the Longjings that I have had when we're in Hangzhou specifically.
Yeah, fresh made, very green beanish. Yummy.
Joseph Burton is considering getting Disney Plus just for the holidays. You can finally watch The Mandalorian. Yeah, that's what you do. Wait until all the episodes are out there. Get the Disney Plus trial. It lasts like a week. It's free. You just got to remember to cancel it, and then just like power through the Mandalorian season 1, season 2. You know, catch up on DuckTales and Rescue Ranger a little bit. All of the behind the scenes stuff with the Mandalorian are also really cool. Seeing how they made it, interviews with the multiple directors, and is really fun. Really fun. There's a lot of really good content on there. But yeah, the Disney Plus is a little bit pricey. I actually share an account with my other Star Wars buddy. He and I split an account. So I just bought him a bunch of beer. He didn't want tea.
You should.
He'll be watching this. I told him to log on, but I think he went to bed. Orlando says he would make the trip to have tea with us. Okay. Sure, man. Come up here. Come up here sometime. Come up here.
Awesome.
Come up here to Seatown. Come up here to the Lynn Hood, as we call it. Come up here to the Lynn Hood.
That would be fun.
You guys, if you guys are not from the area, one of the things that Linwood is specifically very well known for is bikini baristas. We have coffee shops like every 500 feet on the local highway down there, and it's all bikini-clad baristas in little tiny huts on the side of the road, serving you caffeinated drinks while they do little dances for you.
I don't think they ever do the dances. I remember you took my dad there.
I did take
my
your
dad was
there.
shocked.
Your dad. It's just it's like, welcome to America.
Oh, it's
Bikinis and coffee.
Is that only here or it's over the US?
I don't know. Like the rest of you guys that live other places, let me know. Do you guys have like bikini barista stands? Because I think it's a uniquely Northwest thing, and there are a lot of them around here. A lot of them.
So funny.
Torn Ham says, "Do you like Star Trek?" Yeah, I do. I do like Star Trek. I like Star Trek for different reasons. I don't like Star Trek as much as I like other genres of science fiction, but I have watched more than my fair share of the Next Generation. A lot of it. Really, Next Generation's probably my favorite series. Although I'm a Wrath of Khan purist. That's Star Trek for me. Old school. Great Star Trek episodes, The Trouble with Tribbles. Yes, The Trouble with Tribbles. Classic episode. I don't think Lamo has hardly watched any Star Trek at all, have you?
No,
Have you watched any Star Trek? I don't think we've gotten you to watch any Star Trek.
We've been watching Star Wars.
Lamo has an interesting movie rule. She does not like to watch any movie that was made before the year she was born. And
Yep.
Sometimes what I like to do is I like to try and find movies that are older than when she was born and show them to her and get her to try and guess when the movie was made. And they'll be like, ha! This movie was made in 1976.
Yeah.
She's like, no way.
Yeah.
So it's just she just likes the
Better picture, better
picture quality and the sound quality and the
Yeah.
cinematographical
But I
quality.
think the older classic movie does have a good story. Some of them.
Peter's going to Bikini Barista 100%.
Welcome
You should.
to
You
Seattle.
should. That's it. That's this area right here. Joseph Burton says preparing hot beverages in a bikini sounds dangerous. Man, it's part of the thrill. I'm sure that's part of the thrill. But it is a uniquely Northwest thing that has been here for a really, really long time. As long as I've lived here, there have been like the Espresso Shack. The idea of Espresso Shack is this way to get around city zoning regulations. They only have to run power. They're not allowed to run water out there, so they have to bring water in jugs, and it's held like above, and it feeds into the machine via gravity. But then you can get like an 8x8 shack and just pay like some parking lot owner, I don't know however much it is, and you can build that thing entirely outside of any city zoning regulations because it's not an actual like facility with like water and stuff like that. And so there's Espresso Shacks everywhere. And then they just got the idea of marketing it with bikinis. So
Seems they're doing pretty good.
Orlando they have one in town there. People try and close it down all the time. That's the fun thing because it goes back and forth. Because the Pacific Northwest is really, like more like liberal and open-minded and things like that. But then at the same time they're like, oh, bikini baristas, like. I don't know. It's just like you see this like constant tension. Like, do we let them express what they want to do, or do we shut them down? Just like there's always this back and forth, and city councils are always trying to like get them shut down, and then they reopen, but with like some new twist or something like that.
Yeah.
And they all have some like really like sexually creative like name or something like that makes fun of like like coffee and like sexuality. It's really funny. It's a uniquely Northwest thing.
I would support them.
Lucy says she admits that she swipes all the bilyuchun her dad gets gifted when he goes back to Kunshan, which is in Jiangsu. Yeah, people love giving tea gifts. They come in like dramatically like ornate, like golden crusted like tin, and then you open it all the way up and all the way packaging down. You get like like three little single sessions of bilyuchun, and like all this like gigantic packaging, and it opens up, and you think you're like on the Indiana Jones or something.
China last year they come up with products like 6 grams on each box.
Yeah.
And they got each tea from the super famous mountain in China,
Yeah.
and they sell that whole box. It's like over $200 or something. That people
crazy the over amount of packaging. Yeah.
It's all marketing.
There's like marketing is 99% of like tea, and then the actual tea is just in like these handful of things. It's like all these boxes.
What a waste of package.
Let's see. Have I seen Picard? No, I have not watched. I've not watched anything new and recent. Besides maybe one of the two of the movies that what's his face put together. I haven't watched any of the new stuff. So it's just too many things to watch. Peter says when COVID is over, totally do a CLT meetup if you ever organize that. Seem like a cool dude. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
We would love to.
Generally, things work out well around the Pacific Northwest Tea Festival, except for like that weekend in particular. That weekend, I'm like slammed like brewing tea, but usually like the week before, like the week after is the way to do it.
Yeah.
People are in town for the tea festival, and I usually have like extra tea tastings on like like Monday night or that Monday or the Tuesday or Wednesday after the tea festival. Excuse me. Yeah, this is funny. Lucy says, Everett had to define the bikini barista's uniform because they didn't want them to wear just pasties and bottoms. So that legislation, if you actually read like the Everett City Council code, where they try to define definitions of uniforms related to bikinis and baristas, they're like, no more than 50% of the top half of the anal cleft can be visible at any point in time. It's the funniest thing to read ever because they're slowly describing like what percentages of which parts of the female body can and can't be covered. And you just like read this documentation, and like somebody actually had to sit down there very, very serious. He's like, guys, like, should it be 50% of anal cleft or like 60%? Because I don't know. because if it's past the 50%, that's a little bit lewd. So we might then bring it up, make sure it's above like anal cleft. And it's just like somebody actually had to define like anal cleft. It's just like, what do we call it? Crack? Do we call it? There's too much problems with crack and Everett, anyways. They didn't want to get it confused. So that's like so funny. Like if you guys can find that online, find like the actual regulations.
That's kind of crazy.
It's really, really funny because they oh my gosh, they hate the bikini baristas. But the bikini baristas bring in a ton of revenue. Like the whole like espresso model is just
They pay
a total
the tax,
cash cow.
so why not?
Total cash cow. It is.
Oh, cash. Okay.
Oh yes, every single person who's commenting anal cleft right now, it's
They're all
it's all held for review. Whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and let them in. That's fine. It is probably the most times you'll ever hear the word anal cleft in a sentence. There you go.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, everybody got blocked.
Everybody's just got auto banned from my channel probably. I'm David. Anal cleft sounds like some fringe show pu-erh. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Frank is now I see everybody who's lurking, everybody who hasn't commented anything already, like the anal cleft comment brought everybody out. Look at that torn ham, intergluteal cleft. Would it be cleft? There's probably a intergluteal cleavage. Is there a different specific word for cleft?
Another one has been blocked.
Frank, yes, anal cleft is your new grindcore band name. I love it. Yeah, you're right, Jenny. Probably it's gonna be a product. Somebody's gonna take that and make it a tea name. It's gonna be anal cleft, the tea name. I'm serious, you guys. Look up Everett, City of Everett, like bikini barista uniform code. It's hilarious. Oh yeah, that's nice. It definitely has a different characteristic than Forgotten Nebula. It just has a different vibe and everything.
Yeah, everything's different. It does have the.
I think it's a little brighter. Maybe that's just because it's a year younger.
Yeah.
Could be.
Different bitter.
It is a different type of bitter. Let's get a little bit more water into there.
Sorry.
It's all good. Just perfect. There we go. Nice. That's good. Nice. Well, I'm glad I could give you guys a little bit of entertainment from local politics. Lucy's parents have some connections with the Kunshan government, so you get some really good billiard-chun, but the packaging is ostentatious. Ostentatious, that's the word. That's the word I was looking for. Good word. Your dad only brings back the foil bags. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart, because that's actually generally the better stuff anyways. The stuff that's just like stuck into a foil bag, like from some farmer. The stuff that gets all the packaging and things, it just doesn't really seem
but
the
I think
packaging
some people
adds to
really
it.
like the packaging.
People love it. People love the packaging.
Remember
for gifts. It's great for gifts. Yeah.
A guy came traveling with us. He really but his suitcase is getting so full.
Because everything he got had like 8 extra cubic feet of packaging around it. Jenny says, "Be honest with yourselves, you guys. We would all buy anal cleft." I don't know. Like every tea company has a different vibe, I guess. I don't know if I could get away with calling a tea anal cleft. There are some tea companies that could and would, that's great. Every tea company can find their own niche,
I think
their
your
own
family
cleft.
will be really angry.
my mom would be like, "What are you doing?" You guys don't have any idea how angry my mom was when I put a skull on a cake. She's just like, "Oh, you can't put a
your
skull."
auntie.
Oh, my aunt. I got private messages from my aunt.
Post in China, the alcohol culture, you drink lots of alcohol or something, and she comment, "I'm so disappointed."
I'm so disappointed in you drinking alcohol in China. What are they gonna think? What are they gonna think of Americans? Oh, come on, man. No, my mom was actually really mad that I put a skull on a tea cake. She's like, I raised you better than that. I'm like, I don't know. I love skulls. It's like
different generations.
You know what? Paul, if you're watching this, White to Tea, you are more than welcome to name a tea anal cleft. That is my gift to the pu'er tea naming world. If you guys want to use anal cleft as a name, please do it.
The only problem is this word's gonna blocking everywhere.
Yeah. Did we see that pu'er used the dominatrix model to advertise their new cakes? Love the range of marketing aesthetics. It is. It's really amazing, the range of marketing aesthetics that you get in the tea industry. And you see that actually paralleled in other industries as well, like, alcohol. Alcohol in the West, most of the, like high-end alcohol companies in Western America, in America, it just comes from like a handful of sources. Like you've got vodka, but there's only a handful of like big level vodka producers. But then you look downline from that, like how many different types of, like brands and sub-brands and high-end and low-end and, this is vodka that's in a skull. This is vodka that's in, cut from, like crystal and stuff like that. And this is like Joe's $5 bottle of vodka. So there's a large amount of variation for marketing, which is fun. And I think the tea industry is just starting to reflect, that. And so for our own personal design marketing ethos, I guess I like to take some hints from Chinese culture. I like to certainly show respect to where the tea came from. Like images, like Moon Princess and like Jingu Bang, and then I also like to kind of mix in some Western sci-fi type culture and stuff like that. I don't know. That's just our just how we do it. But no, I didn't see the dominatrix model on pu'er's tea. There you go. This is how Lucy's always thinking like a couple of layers of obfuscation. We name the tea the Everett Municipal Code for the bikini barista uniform. So they're probably like, this is Crimson Lotus Tea's newest release, EMC 20.0.8.5 A, B, and C. Mr. Remakes, at this point, he's just going to be disappointed if he doesn't use it. It's funny because Paul's going to like wake up tomorrow. Actually, it's probably like Yunnan time right now. So Paul's going to wake up in Yunnan and any time now if he's not already awake, and there's going to be like 50 private messages like, dude, where's anal cleft? And he's just going to be like, what is going on? This is like, what happened and why is everybody hounding me about releasing anal cleft? That's going to be
evening time.
Oh, is it evening time in Kunming? Am I way off?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. If you guys, for those of you who message Paul on Instagram or whatever, you can feel free to drop that suggestion on him. He's just gonna be like, what the? He's gonna think I'm like trolling him or something like that. It's gonna be funny. He's probably gonna be mad. I don't know. It's not my fault, Paul. They wanted it. Sockbird says basically packaging for other teas is ostentatious, but it's cool when it's pu'er tea. Well, I don't know that there's there is ostentatious pu'er tea packaging, but like the level of ostentationality, whatever that subjugation is, for other teas is ridiculous. I mean, they're like gold tins and like mega like fold out like all these things, and it opens up into all these things, and it's wrapped in silk, and it's all like, like hand carved from like a single piece of like 5,000-year-old like tree, and you get all this stuff, and you open it up, and it's really like it's like this much tea is actually in there. So like that level of ostentatious, I rarely see in the pu'er world. You will have, like the pu'er tea is really still largely the same in my experience. I mean, you've got wrappers that are made out of paper. There's some higher end things where it's like a combo set, where you may have like a Changtai's got a really cool like a 16 mountain set that folds out like a book, and each like cake is like stuck into there. Like that's a little bit of a ostentatious, kind of like in this big huge wrapper. They sell those things for like they go for like 20 grand now or something. It's crazy. Forgot this, guys. Slightly ostentatious, but at the same time, it's kind of biographical. It's kind of like they're trying to tell like the whole story, so it kind of opens up like a book. But no, like the level of ostentatiousness for other teas, for some of the teas, is borderline absurd. Actually, probably it's not borderline absurd. It's past the border for absurd. So it's just it's my opinion on it, though. It's probably going to be a strong steep, because you're right, I forgot steep. Forgot to pour it off. Jenny says, totally you could use the same exact tea but in different packaging pressing, and it'd be an entirely different experience, which is fun. You're absolutely right. And in some cases it's possible that, with the amount of Western vendors that are operating in and around, Yunnan, Menghai, and Xishuangbanna, I wouldn't be surprised if some of us have inadvertently purchased from the same farmers, maybe the same material. I don't know of any specifics, but that would be interesting. I could totally see that happening. And the teas, as soon as they're like pressed, even how they're pressed, starts to change it, and then the marketing and like the story built behind it. Yeah, you could totally have two entirely different stories for the same tea, and not even really know it. David digs the sci-fi mythology Zen anime deal you do for naming. Suits his personal aesthetic, which is an extra bonus on top of delicious pu'er. Thanks. Yeah, I make what I think is fun. It's basically what it comes down to. And we really enjoy the storytelling aspect of pu'er tea. It's a lot of fun for us because these teas for me are all very storytelling type things. And so we've got a nice little collection of names. We'll be driving around or drinking some tea and something pops in our head and Mama's like, this is a tea name. And I'm like, we got a little notepad, write it down. Like, that's a good name. I'm trying to remember that.
Tea meet that character of that name. And
then we start to build the artwork around it. And sometimes it goes the other way. Sometimes I'll have some interesting artwork that I want to use. It's like it was for Lowrider. I mean, this was the art. I had the art far before I had the idea for the tea blend. And the artist was actually having tea with me, and I was just like, well, this is the blend that I want to use for your art, and I was very excited that he was able to let me use that art. The name, he didn't call it Lowrider. I used that name, Lowrider. I think he had a different name for it, or maybe he had no name for it. I can't remember what he called it, but
I don't think he has name on it.
Maybe he didn't have a name on it.
But he has some name he created.
Jenny wants horror themed teas. What about Dark Depths? Does Dark Depths do anything for you? It was not specifically Cthulhic, but it certainly had. I certainly allowed that vibe to work out. So that's certainly a level of horror. But I don't know. I'll have to think about that.
Do we have? I don't think most.
I don't think we've got any horror themed stuff. It could work. It's on there pretty good. Get a little bit more there. Llama loves horror movies, you guys. If you guys got any recommendations for things that she absolutely definitely needs to see, you let me know.
Yeah.
Unless it's Asian horror. She cannot stand Asian horror.
Japanese is too scary. I can't handle it.
Tall, thin, grotesquely white Japanese girls with long, wet black hair creeping upside down on the ceiling. She's gone. She's done. She's out of there.
Is that the same for the American people? They're pretty scared of Japanese.
Well, let's ask Jenny. What do you think? Is Asian horror more scary or less scary? Like which is scarier for you? Like the Japanese version of The Ring or the American version?
Oh, definitely Japanese.
Yeah. No, Lamo loves the fact that she's married now because now she can watch whatever scary movie she wants with me. Whereas in the past she wanted to watch them, but she wouldn't watch it because she was watching it alone. So now she watches it with me. So we watch a lot of scary stuff together, and she really enjoys that. The Yunnan Chainsaw Massacre.
Never heard of that.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
I have not shown that to her. Actually, we did. We did have, what's that horror streaming service? We tested out is it Shudder? We tested out Shudder for a while because there was like one or two things that we wanted to. There was one or two things that we wanted to watch on there. Maybe it was Carpenter Brute's sci-fi horror mini music video thing was on Shudder or something like that. So we watched Shudder for a while. I just didn't really find anything that really did it for me. But they did have Texas Chainsaw Massacre on there, but we didn't watch it. I think I showed her like a trailer for it. It was just the movie was a little too old and stylistically not in the vein. But I mean, like you really like Saw, right? And
the Saw is not scary, but pretty disgusting. Gross.
Orlando says Kingdom on Netflix. All right, we're gonna have to check it out. Jenny says, oh yeah, anything creepy, occultish stuff like that. Could even see an alien themed case with a tagline in space, no one can hear you T. Oh, that's nice. Well, if you will notice, it's not exactly a scary design, but the design from Stargazer is definitely Giger inspired, and that's a design from Malcolm Michael. And I didn't specifically tell him to use that imagery, but he just knew exactly what I wanted in my head. So basically the way I described it is just like, I want there to be like some giant machine. I want some person to be in the machine and they are using the machine, or it's a giant machine and the person's using it and they're like watching through the stars. They're star gazing. And so the design that he came up, because in my head I'm just thinking the pilot or whatever, the name of it, that iconic alien Giger spaceship with like the guy inside of the ship looking out. And so he definitely crafted that design to be Giger-esque. So a little bit of fandom for my my alien love, because I do really like the alien movies.
I like alien movies. Not scary. Nice.
Sockbird, best horror movies or anything starring Bette Midler. That's a good one, man. Mr. Remake says, no Asian horror, is going to recommend A Tale of Two Sisters. It's Korean though, not Japanese. Llama wouldn't do it. What was it we watched? What was that one? That one Japanese one.
Oh, the
with
woman rubbing their bag.
The person in the bag on the floor, and you just lost your mind. Was it like the interview or the casting or?
Yeah, is that the interview?
The interview or something like that. Like we were watching that and it was pretty tame and straightforward. And then that scene with the person in the bag on the floor, and Llama just lost it. She's like, no, we're done.
So creepy, that movie.
Mr. Remake says, you guys are all giving Llama suggestions that she will never ever watch.
Yeah, not Japanese.
Oh yeah, Torn Ham, Takashi Miike. Yeah, he's got some pretty creepy movies. Yeah, that stuff is probably. I mean, it certainly qualifies as Japanese horror, but. That stuff is demented at a level that I don't think Llama will be able to.
It's all Japanese or Asian.
They're all recommending their favorite Japanese horror stuff for you.
I can't.
Gently Smiling Jaws. I thought you were recommending Jaws, but now I see that's in your name. Recommended The Happiness of Katakuris. Jeremiah cast just after midnight here, having a second cup of this great tea. Nice job, man. Audition. See, they all know exactly what I was talking about. The audition. I knew it was something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know that one. That's so creepy. That one.
Yeah. No, that one was great. I loved it, and I like the more she freaks out when she's watching something, the more fun it is for me. But we actually do like to watch some scary movies.
Yeah, I feel better when I get freaked. I will
Suspiria.
kick
Gozu is a Japanese ghost story. Oh yeah, the last scary movie that we watched in a theater was. Winchester, which was definitely Western. I mean, it's after the Winchester Mystery Mansion down in San Francisco Bay Area. It's at Santa Cruz, not Santa Cruz. Sorry, San Jose. I love the story. I love the house. I've been there before. Actually, I took her family there. Super cool. That movie is pretty awesome. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It definitely used more of like the jump scare method than actually like scary material, but we're watching it in the theater, and Lamo has this reaction where whatever scares her just basically makes her just kick straight out. And she kicked the chair in front of us like repeatedly. Every single time there was a jump scare, bam, she just like kicked it. And, like the guy was sitting in that chair who's just like, what, would you stop?
I can't control it.
It was probably scary for them as well. Every single time there's a jump scare, his chair just like shake. I'm surprised he didn't just leave. David recommends the Vengeance trilogy. I don't know that one. It's violent and dark more than it's scary. You don't really have a problem with violent. Lemma likes watching violent stuff.
Yeah,
Orlando says it's San Jose. Orlando lives by 3
Whoa, lucky him.
I just find like everything about the Winchester Mystery Mansion, everything about it just really fascinating. Trying to imagine what like San Jose looked like 120 years ago now, like when the Winchesters moved there in the late 1800s, 130, 140 years ago now, what it would have looked like in that area, and the fact that they were able just to build like this, community around however many hundreds of acres they had there, and transpose that to what like San Jose looks like now. And now it's like this massive urban sprawl, and then there's like this little tiny property with like this home there, but like what it used to be. Can you imagine how gorgeous that area used to look when it was just like orchards and things back in the day? Incredible. Jenny, you guys are all recommending the wrong stuff. Lama's not going to watch anything Japanese. I guarantee you. Like we've watched, like the few times I've made her watch a couple of them, like she's like, nope. She's entirely done with it. I like them. Did I watch, Gently Smiling Jaws says, did you watch the Hannibal TV series? We did. We started watching it. I really liked it. And then it kind of played itself out, like after a while, like when every single episode is just like the most like dramatic, like stylistic, you know, like perfect serial murder thing, and you're like, you know what, those things, I mean, it's interesting from like a movie perspective, where a movie comes out like every 10 years or something, and you know, like the Hannibal Lecter series or something, and it's a little bit more reasonable that maybe like once every 10, you know, like years you could get some like crazy super artistic like serial killer. But like the idea of making it kind of like a weekly TV show kind of thing, you're just like, really, it's like after a while it's just like
it's the same thing.
And well, it's not the same thing. It's just like each one's like more dramatic than the next one, and it's more dramatic than the next one. It's more dramatic than the next one, and you're just like, it's just like after a while, you're like, it really can't get that more dramatic. And I just kind of like lost interest sometime after
the actor is
after season 1.
Super cool.
I do like the actor. Yeah. What's the guy's name? The guy that plays Hannibal Lecter. I really liked him, but I actually didn't like the guy that played the FBI agent. I just thought he was too. I just thought he was too whiny. I don't know. I liked when Edward Norton played that character very much in Red Dragon. I'm past the point of being able to speak correctly with pu-erh. Red Dragon. I liked him in Red Dragon. Orlando says, father-in-law grew up with Sarah Winchester. That's pretty cool. Is that one of the, or your father-in-law's father grew up with Sarah Winchester? Was that her name, or was that like did she have a child? I can't remember if she actually had any children or not. I can't remember. Did she have children, but they didn't want anything to do with it?
I saw that they have children, an earthquake together or something.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, Orlando, you'll have to, you know, you may have some insight into this. I thought it was particularly interesting how intertwined spider webs and the number 13 were with all of her stuff, especially given, you know, like Bay Area like culture, especially like with Hispanic culture, and you know, like spiderweb tattoos, number 13, all of that stuff. Wondering kind of like where that came from, if all of that, you know, like biker, you know, like counter culture design stuff, you know, like was actually like influenced by, you know, Mrs. Winchester's design stuff that she did because she was going crazy. And then, you know, who would she have been like hiring to work there? You know, like she was hiring, you know, like migrant labor, and immigrant labor in the Bay Area, and then, you know, like that stuff there, you know, like grandfather generations moved down to, you know, like Bay Area, you know, like counterculture now with, you know, like spiderweb tattoos and like 13 tattoos, and everybody fascinated with this stuff. It's like, where did that stuff come from? I mean, it was on her house. She built that house in like 120 years ago, and there's like spiderweb designs and number 13s everywhere, and just like all sorts of like crazy iconography.
Has to custom order those Tiffany glass.
Oh, her Tiffany. I got it. Yeah, if you guys don't know what the Winchester Mystery House is, you gotta take a look at that. If you're ever in the San Jose area, it's super cool. Super cool. Mads Mikkelsen, what a cool name. Yeah, that is his name, Mads Mikkelsen. Sockbert recommends the Hallmark Channel for a lot of good horror movies. You guys are getting a really rare glimpse into the creative mind behind the Sockbert account. Jenny says, hey Glenn, random question. I'm based in Tacoma. My boyfriend says you look familiar, thinks he might have seen you at a show. What kind of music are you interested in? That's a really good question. I have not recently spent a lot of time in the music industry in the Seattle area, but in the 2000s and the late 90s and the 2000s and even the 2010s and stuff, I spent a lot of time with my friend's band, the United State of Electronica. They were pretty big in the Seattle area, and I was always at their show. I was always on stage. I was always filming, or I wasn't part of the band, but I was always there, you know, loading gear in, loading gear out, helping shoot video and stuff. So it's entirely possible. I've spent large amounts of hours and evenings at lots of different seedy bars in the Northwest.
Last year, New York Eve, we also went to the party, the anniversary party.
Yeah, USC kind of had a reunion party thing, and so I went to their show. But yeah, it's entirely possible. I have frequented Seattle's many fine musical establishments since probably since the late '90s. Ever since I was 21, easily. Yeah. Why? What kind of music is your boyfriend into?
I remember 2008 when I was international student. You took
Yeah.
us to the Seattle Music Festival.
That's right. So when Lamo came here in 2008, it was in the summertime. You were here about a month, right? Month and a half?
Yeah.
How long were you here? So she was
I
an
think a
exchange student at my mom's house. It's actually this house. I live in my mom's house now. My mom moved next door. So it was a Capitol Hill block party, and I took you and the other exchange student, Mandy, and we went to the Capitol Hill block party. I got some special tickets to go see my friend's band because they were playing. They were featured on one of the big stages, and I don't think you'd ever even been to anything like that before, right?
It was mind blown.
It's just like take this like Yunnan Tibetan girl straight out of China and drop her right into like Capitol Hill block party, almost straight off the plane.
Well, the backpack looked like a high school student. And
So funny, brought him right up to the front of the stage.
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember then the music started, everybody's dancing. So me and my friend, we just stand there.
They were like frozen stiff.
Yeah, we don't know what to do.
don't even know
then
what to
one
do.
guy look at us and say, dance! So we have to move the body.
It wasn't just look at you and yell dance. Like he's on stage and he's like, "You girls dance!" And it was just like a demand. They're like, "Okay." They're the only ones in the crowd not dancing.
That's so funny.
He's into psych rock, garage rock, blues, bunch of stuff like that. I think we thought you might be a metalhead. Yeah, you would think I'm more into metal, but I'm not. I definitely have more of a metal. I've got more of a metal persona than I am into the metal music. Nothing really against metal music, but it was not as much what I was into. But I'm quite sure that there is somebody that looks just like me in the Seattle Northwest metal scene. So yeah, probably not me. Orlando says, interesting comparison with the spider webs and the 13. I think it just might be a parallel with the culture of the time. Yeah, but where did that stuff come from? It's just really interesting. I don't really know. I don't know. It's just one of my personal theories, one of my personal observations specifically about Bay Area counterculture and the fascination with like spider web tattoos and the number 13 and stuff like that, and then it's just something I thought about as I was going through like the Winchester Mystery House and just seeing how fascinated she was with those same things, but like 60 years before everybody in the Bay Area was getting tattoos of that, or like putting it on their choppers and lowriders and things. It's just a personal theory. No real way to prove it or anything like that. Oh, this tea's doing nice.
Yeah.
Very relaxed.
In the 9 o'clock, I was really sleepy. Now my mind is really clear.
Yeah, my mind's super clear.
But I can feel my body is tired. My mind is clear. It's
well, we were doing a lot of
Remodeling.
renovation, remodeling work all day, and then jumped in the car and drove back here to get here in time. So we're both physically exhausted, but now, man, my throat though is just so sweet.
Yes.
Frank says lives a few blocks away from the Winchester family's first house. Where is that? Because I remember it wasn't in the Bay Area, right? It wasn't in California. They did Winchester live? Was he on the East Coast? I think they were East Coast. That's where he set up his big firearms business. New Haven, Connecticut. There we go. I was right. Well, yeah. At least I got what half of America it was. Connecticut. Gotcha. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Really interesting story. Interesting story about both of them. Interesting house. Yeah, everything about that story is pretty interesting. It's just hard. It's really hard to fully comprehend like the amount of wealth that Mrs. Winchester had.
Yeah.
There was nothing in her home. There was no piece of glass in her home that was not made by Tiffany's in New York. Every single thing was custom. Tiffany's was not in the habit of making stained glass with like spider webs in the number 13. But if you've got the money that she had, she could custom order anything. and most of it was never even implemented. There's still like whole rooms that are just full of like custom made like Tiffany glass that she never got around to like putting onto her house. And the amount of furniture, like all the furniture was like custom made. It was all like made by like the best like furniture designers. And
she has a team work on the house like 24 hours.
24 hours.
Days.
They never stop. 7 days for like 25 years or something like that. They continued to work on her house just again and again and again. And then once she died, like all the work stopped, and then they went to, move all the furniture out to, put it in auction or whatever. And it was like some ridiculous thing, like 25 like full semi trucks full like every day for like 9 months to like empty all the furniture out of her house. It was like, it's just some absurd statistic. It was just so packed full of like stuff. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, this tea's nice. It's extra mellow, extra chill right now.
It was a little bitter, 2 steeps before.
Yeah, I think I steeped that one pretty strong.
That super steep one is pretty strong.
We probably got like about 10 minutes. 10 minutes left, guys. I'll probably cut this off just around the 2-hour mark. So I'll get like probably one more nice big long last steep out of this. And if there's anything you guys want to chat about in the last couple minutes, or any questions you guys got, I'm up for whatever. Gently Smiling Jaws, next time Year the Snake rolls around, what are the chances of artisans in China making snake-themed teaware? So you're smart. You understand how they do it. That is the time to get snake-themed teaware, because we've had a handful of people be like, hey, I need like rat tea pets. The only time you see rat tea pets is when it's Year of the Rat. The rest of the time, it's all gone. Snake-themed teaware will be crazy when the Year of the Snake comes around next. When is that? Lamu, my Chinese zodiac expert. When is the next year? When is the next Year of the Snake? She'll pop it up.
This year is that shape? I even forgot.
What is it this year? I don't even know.
No,
is it dog?
2 years ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because Gary was dog. He was 2 years ago. So yeah, you guys let me know. I forget exactly what the order is. Gemma was a monkey. Gary's a dog.
5 more years.
We're both dragons. That's a little bit of interesting bit of history. Not history. This year is rat. We're rats this year. Okay, so yes, if you guys want rat tea pets, now's the time. Sockbird says 2025. Sockbird.
4 or 5 years. Yeah, nice.
Next year is the bull. So 2025, you've Gently Smiling Jaws. You've got 5 years to plan your snake-related purchases. Your snake-related teaware purchases. How are your snakes doing, by the way? I like seeing your pictures. Do we know what element the snake is this year, Lemma? You want to look that up, see what snake it is, what snake it's going to be?
Snake 2021.
2021?
Is that next year?
Oh, wait. Are you sure? Is that it? Was Sockbird wrong? Is it not 2025?
No. Next year should be cow or bull.
Bull. Yeah, somebody said bull.
So this one is not right.
That website's wrong. I think Sockbird's probably right. It's probably 2025. I have no idea.
Yeah. Because the dragon will be 2026. So the year before.
So dragon comes 1 year after snake.
Yeah, before I think it's 2025.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Snake then dragon.
Snake then dragon. Gotcha. Yeah, so we're getting another snake, another dragon coming soon, huh?
Oh no, dragon and snake, horse. Okay. 2025.
So 2024 is
dragon.
Dragon. Okay, gotcha. There you go, Gently Smiling Jaws. Yeah. Save your pennies. Save your pennies for that awesome snake teaware. And if we're in Yunnan, then feel free to message us and we can look for something unique. Otherwise, probably just Taobao or Alibaba or stuff will probably just be inundated with snake stuff. This Gently Smiling Jaws says, the snakes are doing okay. Your problem child is just finishing up a series of injections, but she's recovering well. Nice. See, Sockbird's on top of it. Yep, 2025. Last was 2013. Look, he knows. Just simple zodiac math. Just add 12.
Nice.
Smart. Yeah, Gently Smiling Jaws. We took the kids to the big reptile museum that's out on Highway 2. pretty cool. They got a big kick out of that. Gemma got a touch a python, and Gemma was really excited about their giant tortoises they have. They like walk all around. She was, and also what was it she was talking about? Like those
Two-head turtle.
the two-headed turtles. She would not stop talking about two-headed turtle for like a really, really long time. She just kept being like, guys, I saw a turtle. It had 2 heads. Like she would tell that to like everybody. Guys, I saw a turtle. It had 2 heads. She would just talk about that. It's pretty. They had like a tank, and like there were like a handful of turtles in there that had 2 heads, right? There was like multiple ones. Was it just one? Okay.
And they got a big crocodile.
Sockbert knows that because Sockbert is a snake. There you guys go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sockbert's a snake, so we are pretty close. Oh, Lucy wants to be just like Gemma when she grows up. She's so cool.
Oh, thank you.
Gemma
will be
is
so
really
proud.
Cool. Gemma's a lot of fun. She's a lot of fun.
Pretty soon she's gonna brew tea for us.
Yeah, we'll just put Gemma on the stream. Be like tea time with the baby boss, but she's not gonna be a baby boss for much longer. She's gonna be a big girl boss pretty soon. We'll have a whole Gemma collection, Gemma line of teaware. Gently Smiling Jaws. It's great that the kids are so interested and excited. Yeah, I really want them to not grow up with like fear of snakes and things like that. Though Gemma definitely she really doesn't like spiders. She definitely does not like spiders. But she was pretty fascinated with the snakes. But yeah, we'll just keep her out of the danger zone. King Cobra Tea Garden for a while longer. Yeah, I really like watching those videos on YouTube's of the guys that have the super crazy like poisonous snake collections, and they're pulling out king cobras out of the box and handling them by hand. I could never really get there, but I certainly appreciate the skill that they have to be able to handle snakes like that. It's pretty it's actually pretty cool. I just really like king cobras. They're just so gorgeous. Such gorgeous snakes. Just so powerful, so strong. Just such big snakes. Pretty cool. Well, this was a fun session, guys.
We had so much tea.
We did.
In the midnight.
We did. We drank a lot. Really appreciate you guys coming on, checking us out in this tea stream. Got a couple minutes left here, and then I probably got to go pack up some orders. Got to keep on top. I finally took me a couple days this week, but I finally got on top of all the Black Friday orders, and Lum got on top of all the Black Friday orders from
China.
It's a lot of work.
Still got a couple.
It's a lot of work. Stuff is still taking a good 2 months on average.
1 month.
1 to 2 months. Somewhere in that window is generally when things start to arriving.
I think it's before Christmas. Hope lots of things will arrive.
Jeremiah talks about the Stranger article from April 2018 about anal cleft. He's bringing us back to the anal cleft. It never left Jeremiah's mind. It's very amusing. Yeah, it was. I think if you guys don't know, the Stranger is a local alternative news print, an alternative print newspaper that usually covers pretty funny stuff. They cover the local music scene and all sorts of interesting stuff like that. And that's Seattle, and Seattle's definitely more on the like a liberal side of political spectrum than Everett. Everett's still like politically left, but not as politically left as Seattle. So Seattle makes fun of how conservative Everett is when Everett really isn't even conservative. But just the fact that they were trying to ban bikini baristas and things like that makes Seattle have a lot of fun with that. Although there's probably not. I don't really think there's actually that many bikini baristas in Seattle. So, but I think it's kind of funny. Actually, no, there actually is on Capitol Hill. Of course, there's one male bikini barista.
Never been there.
Well, it's not the men that would be interested in women. So they've got their own deal.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
I think they put that together just because they thought it was funny and ironic, which I think so. Orlando says yes, got 2 cakes from our Seattle storage. Nice, that's the way to do it. Both of these cakes are actually in our Seattle inventory right now. They're available for sale online, and if you purchase them, they will be shipped out within a reasonable handful of days. I'm trying to be very on top of the shipping as we get closer to the holidays, but it gets a little tricky sometimes. But yeah, it can definitely still get tea in time for the holidays if that's what you guys need, or if you've got any tea gifts to give to people. Gongfu to go and a cake or two is a pretty nice tea gift.
Yep.
For the tea lover in your life. Guys, thank you so much for
Having tea with us.
having tea with us. This was fun. Another successful midnight tea club. I hope you guys can get to sleep soon. We do appreciate it. We'll probably do it again next week. Probably 9:30.
That's
About the same time. So awesome. Thank you guys very much. This was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for us, and we hope it is for you guys as well. So have a good rest of your weekend. Thanks, guys.
Happy sleepy.
Happy sleeping. There you go. Forgot.